Hi Aries, welcome to your September 2021 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer and more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings, so not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. Don't forget to use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, like peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So the month of September, here we are. We're going to get straight into it. For your actions and your actions and interactions with the world at large over the course of this month, you have the Knight of Pentacles, right? So this is great, actually. This, in a lot of ways, suggests to me that September is going to be a month where you are making progress. Now, that progress may be slow. Remember, the Knight of Pentacles does nothing quickly. There's nothing hurried about it. Given the fact that for the first half, or certainly for the first 2.5 weeks at least, we are in Virgo season where things are going to slow down for you, and it's a slightly different energy than the sun, say, in Leo, right, which is offering you a trine. This is a very different energy to you, but it's encouraging you to stay the course. Now, this Knight of Pentacles, this suggests to me that you are moving ahead with a lot of your plans. It also suggests to me that this month there is progress being made. It's like you're getting ahead with something and you're choosing to stay the course. You're choosing to stay in a specific lane or going in a specific direction. Now, it is the Knight of Pentacles, so this may have something to do with your finances. For some of you, this looks like it's actually something to do with your health. And then on a more practical level, it looks like some of you are taking a journey this month, and it's going to be one that's really important to some of you. Now, it's really interesting because for some of you, I feel like this is a spiritual journey. I don't feel like it's a holiday or a vacation. It could be for some of you, but for the most part, I feel like this is a journey either to a sacred site, maybe to a place that you personally feel spiritually connected to. There's something about this that has a very healing element to it, and it's like you're choosing to do this. Maybe it's a part of the next step for you. Maybe it is what's the word? Maybe it is how you further your goals or your ends in some way, shape or form. But for the most part, I think this is great. And like I said, this could definitely be some sort of advancement on the material plane when it comes to your finances. But this is slow and steady progress. It's not sort of overnight, wham, bam, here you go and done. For your communications and conversations, look at that, right? You got the Ace of Swords. I love this, especially next to the Knight of Pentacles, because this is initiation, right? This is you initiating a project, furthering a project. For some of you, this will be signing a contract of sorts that sees you stepping out of your comfort zone or possibly even out of your environment. For some of you, this could be something like a move. For some of you, this could be something like a new job, that you're taking. It's something that takes you out of what you're used to. Now, it is the Ace of Swords, so this could be a contract. It could just as easily be, for some of you, this could be an interview, but there's something about this that creates either a different or a bigger commute than you are used to. So this could be really interesting. Now, for some of you, it looks like you might be leaving a job by choice this month. Whether this is to chase your dreams or, build the empire, start the side hustle, take the side hustle full time, all of that stuff. For those of you that work now, what I will say as well, this month is going to see your communication very clear. Like, even, with the slow nature of everything, communication is very clear for you this month. It's the Ace of Swords, right? For those of you that work for somebody else, this could literally be you making the decision. You're either going to stay, you're in it for the long haul, or you are out, right? This is the month where there's not going to be sort of any wishy-washy or in between. You're just kind of, like you're in it or you're out. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this could be a new contract that you have that's been in the works, right? This could be a new client of some sort. It looks like whatever it is that you're coming into this week or this month rather, that's happening for you, it's been a long time coming. It's something that you've been building up to, working towards, and now it finally comes good. Now you finally see the result from it, which I think is really nice. You know, sometimes when we have to wait for something or we have that delayed gratification, it tastes so juicy when we finally get to take a bite, right? When it comes to those of you that are retired or no longer working, it's the Ace of Swords. This is really, this month, it looks like you're doing something to use your brain, to use your mind. Maybe you've had your fill of, you know, doing nothing, of, you know, having mindless fun or just taking it easy for a while, and now you're ready to pick something up that you feel is going to really benefit you or really further or push or stretch the mind in some way, shape or form, which is actually very good. For your love and relations, you've got the Seven of Wands, right? So you've got this next to the Ace of Swords. Partnerships, connections of a personal nature, the interpersonal connections this month, maybe a little bit terse, maybe a little bit challenging. Now, what I find really interesting is it looks like whatever you're saying this month, you've got the high ground, right? So you're in the right, and this is you not backing down because of that. But you add to this the Ace of Swords. For some of you, this could be agreeing to disagree. It looks like you're having words with someone where you're having to say, this is how I feel, this is how you feel. We clearly don't meet in the middle on this, so we're going to have to either fix it or forget it. That could be one way. At the worst or at the extreme, this could be a big blow up of an argument of some sort that causes a rift that is not going to be easily mended. Be aware that that is the case this month, all right? For those of you that are single, well, look, you could, and for those of you that are partnered, actually, this month you could spend more time defending your relationship than actually being present in it. This suggests to me as well, maybe somebody on the outside doesn't like your relationship, doesn't like your partner, maybe your partner doesn't like your friends, like something's being highlighted this month where you're going to have to lay down the law because you're tired of hearing about something, right? Or being dictated to who you can love or who you can't, you know, interact with. For those of you that are single, I mean, it's the Seven of Wands, so I've got to be honest with you. If there is somebody in your midst that you like, you may have competition and you're going to have to be the Aries and show why you are the best, right? So just consider that that might be the case. For your money and materials, you have the Two of Swords. You've got this next to the Seven of Wands. The first thing that I'm prompted to tell you, this month, you are really going to have to keep whatever finances, money or resources you have to, you got to keep it stum, right? So if you've got a savings pot, if you've had money just come in as an influx of cash or whatever, this month you have to keep it quiet, right? That's the Two of Swords in action. When it comes to the Two of Swords as well, and it's because it's with that Seven of Wands, there's a dispute over money, finances or resources this month, and I would be really wary of mixing, you know, personal or interpersonal relationships with money or finance, because that could be a real issue. Now, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Two of Swords, aside from the usual meanings, this can also be your eyes, coupled with that Seven of Wands as well. I don't know why, but I got this feeling, the word that came to me straight away was conjunctivitis. Please look after your ocular health. I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but this month you really want to look after your peepers, all right? So really keep that as a consideration. And when it comes to your home and environment, this month your intuition when it comes to your home and your environment could really be on point. If you're noticing that something feels off, I don't think this is that you're not safe. I actually feel like it is that you are either having some sort of spirit contact, very possible, or the neighborhood that you live in is either under some sort of surveillance, or there's something happening in that space that you're not quite aware of. It's like having that feeling that you're being watched, but you can't see anyone doing the watching, right? Just be aware that it might not necessarily be about you, it's just the environment that you're in. So your weeks of the month, you have the Devil card underneath the Knight of Pentacles. Sometimes that can literally represent a Capricorn teenager. If that is the case and you have one in your life, check in with them, because they may need your assistance for something. You might need to push them over the finish line with something as well, or maybe do some sort of assistance. This can also speak to literal, what's the word that I'm looking for? Workaholism. So this first week of the month, you could be driving yourself really hard, which isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes you need to push yourself hard. Just be aware that even you, with your boundless energy, Aries, have limits, all right? The other thing with that as well, there might be an escapism that kind of comes up for you this month, so just be aware. Your second week of the month, you've got the Moon card with the Ace of Swords. We do have Mercury at the end of or towards the end of the month is going to go retrograde. If you're signing a contract of any sort, you need to get it done by then. Why? You've got the Moon card, which is always something isn't clear. You don't have all the information, you don't have all the facts. That Ace of Swords, you're very decisive about what you're doing, right? You're making all the right decisions. You just need to make sure that they're backed up by the external world. And if you're signing a contract, please get it in before the Mercury retrograde. You don't stop living, right? If you have to sign it in the Mercury retrograde, please go ahead. Just get what I like to do. If I know I have to do something during the Mercury retrograde, I will get a fresh pair of eyes on it, or a fresh pair of ears to listen to what I'm about to do. Because usually when you're in it, you can't see it. So if you get someone that's completely outside of this, they tend to spot the things that you can't. For your third week of the month, you've got the Sun card. That's lovely, especially with that Seven of Wands. Really interesting here. I actually feel like this week, Aries, this week of the month, this third week of the month, because you've got that Seven of Wands there, this feels to me like there's going to be a hidden enemy revealed to you. So someone that maybe doesn't have your best interests at heart, maybe somebody that's on your social media that watches just for the sake of, you know, bitching behind your back. Like there's something that you're being made aware of this week that you weren't aware of previously. And I think this is actually going to do you the world of good, because when you have this information, you will be able to adjust accordingly. So just be aware that that's around. The third week of the month is likely to be slightly easier for you in, you know, anyway, which is great. Wrong deck. One more to go. And then for your fourth week of the month, you have the Hermit card underneath the Two of Swords. Now, isn't that interesting? If you've been with me long enough, you know I often say to you, the Hermit is what you do when the High Priestess has a message for you. If your intuition is speaking up, do the Hermit, right? This is where you withdraw from people, you take some time to make yourself quiet, to silence yourself, to center yourself, and then you push on because you can hear the messages that your intuition is trying to bring. This, for me, very much speaks to that energy. So if in the fourth week of the month of September you feel to pull away, to withdraw, to not be so active, this would be the right time, especially off the back of learning that actually someone that you thought maybe had your back doesn't, or isn't the person that you thought they were. For your new moon energy for this month, you've got the Gate 60 and Limits. So this energy we lived under a lot of 2020. So if you feel like something around this new moon, if you feel like something feels quite similar, that would be why. Now, the beauty of this card is, yes, it shows us where the limits are in our lives, where we don't really have a choice, but we just have to deal with what is. But it also highlights to us as well where we need to dig stronger, where we need to create stronger foundations or roots so that the tree that we're building or growing can truly flourish. That's the true meaning of the tree on this card. So that new moon is basically showing you where you need to put more grit, more juice, more hard work. All right. Your full moon message is the gate 63 and doubt. Now, sun, moon or ascendant, but more so, especially the ascendant. If you're an ascendant Aries, that means Pisces is your true 12th house. And that means that the full moon that's taking place is going to be in your 12th house. That is going to be a grand reveal of some sort, right? And the feeling that I get from this, whenever anything happens in the 12th house, but especially a full moon is an illumination. It's a spotlight on something, you know, it highlights something and reveals something that you might not have known. The 12th house can be self-sabotaging behaviors. It's called the house of self-undoing, but it can also be the house of hidden enemies as well. So I find this really interesting, the fact that it's come up like this as a message. When that full moon hits, sun, moon or ascendant, but especially for those of you that are ascendants, when that full moon hits, do not doubt yourself. Do not doubt your character assessment abilities or any of that. It's just a part of life. Don't allow yourself to get into that space where you doubt yourself, your intuition, your messages, etc. Just take it for what it is. Take it on the chin. You're an Aries. You can do that really, really well and still come out swinging. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.